Alright, alright. I think we're ready to go. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Good. So I was gonna play in a prelim today, but I was running too late. It's hard for me to make to be able to successfully schedule these 5 p.m. Central Time prelims for me. Usually I get home like very narrowly in time to make them. So sometimes it just doesn't work out, and it's fine because we 4-1 the one on Tuesday, so we already have qualifier points. It's whatever. But we're still playing the same deck. We're gonna play some red splash Death and Taxes. An old favorite, like kind of like a 2015 spice was playing the red splash. We're bringing it back in a much different way than we've seen previously. A lot of the previous red splashes relied heavily on Cavern of Souls. You played like 3 to 4 caverns. You played like 2 or 3 plateaus and like a couple of fetch lands. But we're going way harder in the just using plateau as the red source and not using Cavern of Souls, because I wanted to splash red for non-creature spells mostly, and also because it's a little trickier to make red mana if you're playing cards. Oh, that volume's really loud. If you're also playing cards like Goblin Crater Maker, rather than just the traditional like Magus of the Moon, Pia and Kiran Nalar, and some like sideboard dorky creatures sort of deal. But the main thing I want to try is what happens if we just put Pyroblasts in Death and Taxes, because as a lot of people know, Oko's a real son of a bitch. And Pyroblast is just about the best answer to Oko you can play. So if your deck has the ability to cast Pyroblast, and you're having Oko problems, does that help? Of course, we're also playing the normal red splash stuff, which is Pia and Kiran Nalar, very sweet Death and Taxes card. Wish there was a card even close to this power level for a Death and Taxes deck in mono white, because this card is just very, very powerful. Caracas synergy, Flicker Wisp synergy with like your extra Aether Vials and stuff, and just provides a ton of value. It honestly, like, people like super overrate Magus of the Moon in the red splash. Pia and Kiran Nalar was the real reason to play the red splash. Magus is like a bullet that's good against some decks, a lot less so now than previously, especially because we're in the Astrolabe era. I think Magus is mostly for stuff like Eldrazi and like Post at this point, more than anything. Magus is never great against Flavors of Delver, because obviously if you put them on all mountains, then they still have a ton of lightning bolts, which conveniently answer Magus of the Moon. Makes me kind of wonder if the second Magus in the sideboard should actually just be a Blood Moon. Because if we already have the 1 to tutor for, then like the second one also being a Magus doesn't really matter, but I don't know. Definitely a food for thought. But other than that, we're playing since we're on the red spells thing already with Power Blast, I wanted to try stuff like a Braden Lightning Bolt in the sideboard as removal. Path to Exile, while Death and Taxes is likely best option for extra removal after Source of Plowshares. Path to Exile is not great because it's probably the best Delver deck in the format right now is straight blue-red, so giving them land definitely not free. So stuff like a Braid and Bolt being able to cleanly answer Delvers or Arcanists. Obviously, the downside of not being able to kill giant creatures, bad against like Knight of the Reliquaries and Gurmag Anglers and stuff, but I have other uses. Lightning Bolt's a lot less embarrassing than Swords of Plowshares is if you're playing as like Miracles, because it can bolt Planeswalkers or Mentors or Quaddles or their face. A Braid, obviously double duty, Shatters and like equipment matchups and stuff, Chalice matchups. I think that's about it. Still trying to figure out where I want sideboards in terms, even like outside of the red splash, like the white splash too. I don't know how good Deafening Silence is. I don't know if I just want to go up on Graveyard Hate. We're playing 2 Cages and 3 Rips. We could probably be playing some of Surgicals maybe. I just have like an irrational fear of Hogak, because that matchup is not good. So I like stuff like Cage over Surgical right now, but it's possible that like Hogak is not enough of the meta to warrant playing a worse card in a lot of matchups. Cage versus Surgical, which could definitely be relevant more often. Anyway, I think I've said my piece. So let's just get going in a league. This is a completely theory crafted list. I have no idea how good it's actually going to perform. I guess that's what we play leagues for, right? figure out if decks are good or bad. Hello to you as well, Cafe Grupt. Let's get started. Seems okay, not great. It's fine. A little bit heavy on lands, but we're on the play. We get Stoneforge. We have potentially like turn 3 Daredevil cast one of their spells if we need to or want to. Or of course we can just. Oh, I autofilled it so it has even worse planes than I usually play. Oh, whatever. I don't really care. Lily, calm down. I'm sure chat will give me ample amounts of shit as they trickle in for my terrible plains and or mountain in the deck. Seat of the Synod. Oh boy. So we're playing against probably like one of those Urza Oko Karn piles. Don't really need to. We don't really care about our lands and stuff. Derek Double also looks pretty bad because they don't have a lot of instants or sorceries in that deck. They also don't have a lot of removal for, so Stoneforge for just something like Batter Skull's probably fine. Also Stoneforge for Sword of Fire and Ice, potentially. It's much worse if they find a Karn before I can equip it, though. I think just getting down Batter Skull's okay. Since we don't really have a good play next turn. It's like Seat Opal, yeah. We play a 3-drop or something. Seat of Petal, play an Urza or a Karn. Urza, that's fine. We can plow the Construct and have a Batter Skull. Obviously, you could keep an Urza, and that's not good, but you know. We do what we can. We can also just Flicker Wisp this Construct, which might just be a more efficient allocation of resources. So we can plow the Urza later. We can also plow the Urza now. Actually, yeah, we probably just leave the Construct, take a Pock Shot from it. So we can plow the Urza and put in the Batter Skull, and next turn we can just use the Wisp to answer the Construct. So that's probably fine. Do we want to fetch? We don't really care about our mana base here, so we can readily fetch Plateaus if we want. I think as soon as I play like a fetch land, the jig is up already. That I'm on some weird splash. I don't necessarily have to tell them that it's a red splash by grabbing Plateau, because but we also could like draw the P and Karan Malar. So it's probably worth it. I'm gonna fetch now in case they do have some weird removal spell, and I don't want to like fetch and on the end of their turn, and then in response they like kill my Stoneforge Mystic, and I look like an idiot. So I'll plow this Urza. So they don't get the mana and stuff off of it. If they see an Arid Maze in my hand, sure. Chalice? Chalice and 1, sure. More Seats of the Synod. Are they mono blue or do they just have a weird hand? Yeah, no, they are mono blue. So they're on the Echo LED version. It's fine, we can clear this Narset. And also potentially exile Echoes, although it's a little bit hard. Given how that combination works. Unless they echo me here, in the case that would be a lot worse. Which is what it looks like they're doing. Oh nice, they're just playing out the LED, that's much better for me. Or maybe, I was about to say, they could actually just hit me for 7, just to hit me for the extra point of damage. They probably want to protect the Narset more anyway. Let's put in the Skull. Probably want to wasteland them here. They have 3 mana, they have 1 card in hand. They definitely have a lot of 4s. Wastelanding them could definitely be relevant. Love the 1 bolt in the sideboard. You know, sometimes you just gotta mize. The old Miser's Lightning Bolt. Attack Narset, attack your face. Yeah. Looks like they are just like Urza, Karn, Narset, plus Wheel as their... Maybe like a Sai here. Another Urza, alright. It's a big lad. Ooh, that is a good draw. Karakas-ing the Urza doesn't seem great for me. Obviously they get to spin the wheel a bunch, which is bad, but we can just get Karakas Pia Karannalar online. Just try to beat them before they find a Karn or something. It also means that we could potentially attack into this construct sometimes with the Germ. So we could be able to like shock it. Like right now, technically, if we had mana. But obviously they'll probably make artifacts next turn. We just need to try to race here, which means amassing a bunch of flyers before they can spin Urza into like a Karn for a bridge. Even Karn for Bridge doesn't win them the game, though, because we have Karakas plus P and K to eventually amass enough artifacts to throw at their face to kill them. So we want to deal as much damage as possible. This attack feels extremely ambitious. They're not winning this race. I just stone cold don't care and won't block this. Unless they're planning on literally Karn bridging me this turn, which I guess they might. If this is a Karn, they can crack LED for bridge. No. Okay, they're making another blocker. I guess that makes sense. We could just send with everything, right? They can't block anything. That doesn't get through that much more damage. You get through like 1, right? Because they block here, and then they block here. Gets through 1 damage with the Stoneforge. Probably not great. Still have nothing for our Dire Fleet. So Dire Fleet Thalia is probably worse than just picking up the P&K again. I guess we could have equipped the Batter's Club with Flicker Wisp, actually. Do we have lethal next turn if we do that? 5, 6, 7. No, we only have 11. We might have lethal with ground creatures or a shock. I wonder if Max is with like Karakas there, so they can't. They have to spend more mana to spin. Engine is online. Probably gonna have to start chump blocking these constructs. I'll probably chump block. They can't send with more than 1 though. Chump block it with the Batter Skull since we're thinking about moving it anyway. That's pretty cool. Yeah, fuck it. P and K is the reason you want to play red. P and K is so sweet in Death and Taxes. P and K plus Karakas is just so nice. This attack, did they draw like a 3rd Urza? Then we can chump block like this, and then we do in fact have lethal in play. We can put the Batter Skull on a flyer and attack them for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in the air, and then they only have 1 blocker for these ground things. Are they spinning the Urza here? Guessing like a Sai. Ooh, alright. So we don't have lethal. No spells. I mean, I guess they have no cards in hand. I can't spin the wheel, so I guess that makes sense. So this would be a 7-power flyer. Is there any way we do have lethal here? No, right? We could double throw. We have 6 mana But that's double throwing is the same as equipping, because both of them would deal 4 damage. Do I have to get 2 more Mesa and 2 more Plateau? I only own 2 Plateaus, and I own 0 Mesas, so if this deck is good, then I'm sad, because I have to buy those cards. I think we just put them to 1 here and put them on basically no ways to kill me. I think that means we put the Battle on the Flicker Wisp and just fucking go to 19. Because putting them to 1 means that they can't just like block with a bunch of Thopters next turn. They can't bridge me, because we have the PNK, so they're probably dead. So I'm gonna fetch here to leave up Caracas for my PNK, like just in case something fucking wild happens. Now we have lethal next turn in a variety of ways. Maybe we should put them to 2, like leave 1 Thopter back. Just in case something really weird happens, but I don't really see a way that they can get out of that. Alright, so mono blue Urza means that Pyroblast is good, because we get to blast Urzas and Narsets and stuff like that. Or even potentially not blast Narsets and blast, like, Echoes. If they crack LED and Echo and you blast it, that seems sick. A Braid seems good. Lightning Bolt is maybe okay. It deals with both their Planeswalkers pretty well, because both Karn and Narset go to 3 when they minus, and they usually minus on the first turn. Kragermaker seems medium? I guess it's good. It's good against Karn, yeah, it's probably worth bringing in. We have a lot of cards for this matchup, and I don't know how good Magus and I don't think Magus is very good, right? They had a very weird hand of like seat cavern, but I imagine that deck has a decent number of islands, right? I don't even know if the second PNK is actually good. These cards are probably coming in. Daredevil seems horrible. I don't even think Thalia is that good here. I guess Mom is pretty rancid, right? Dog. I do need to get a dog cam. Lily mostly just runs around like a huge terror while she's in the room, but sometimes she just passes out eventually, so. Do I just cut all the Thalias here? One for the dog and one for dog. God, dog would never stop moving. Probably afford to even cut like Crusader. Prelate's decent. Put Prelate on 4. This Karn's scurry. So basic swamps. Hey, Lily, go in the window. What are you whining about? Could cut the other Magus as well. Like I said, I'm not familiar with the mana base composition of this deck. I guess they do have like what soul. They are also a Mox Opal or Mox Opal Petal deck, to be fair. So I don't think Magus is locking them out of a lot, but it potentially could. I'm gonna just leave in the 1. Cut the Crusader. Lily, why are you like this? Cut this. Maybe we don't need to bring in the second PNK. It's probably actually better than the Thalias. Thalia's not getting really good in the Ancient 2 matchup. They do have a lot of non-creature spells, but they also just like have a ton of mana. All their zeros come down before your Thalia anyway. This hand is awkward. Definitely a mulligan. We have some strong cards in like Cataclysm, or at least Source of Plowshares for like an Emery or something, but this hand is just Clunk City. Alright, now we're talking. As long as we don't get chaliced. If we get chaliced, at least we have the Stoneforge Mystic. We put back another Aether Vial here. I'm interested in this hand. This hand has a lot of good tools if we don't get Chalice of the Voided. turn one Emerying me, or are they turning on an Opal? Neither. They just want to draw cards. Sure. That's fine. I'm going to fetch Plateau here, because next turn we might want to have access to both Pyroblast and Bolt. Please, no Chalice. Dicks. This is definitely a Chalice. Dicks. Well, we have a lot of answers to the Chalice in our deck, right? Recruiters for Crater Makers, a Braid, Flicker Wisps. And it's definitely a lot weaker, but we can, like, Wasteland this Cavern, too. They have a pretty slow hand, and we at least got our Aether Vial down. So yeah, I think I'm just going to Wasteland their Cavern of Souls. Let's try to slow them down. Lil, you want to go lay down? I mean, just cast the Jite and Stoneforge up Batter Skull or something. Really gonna blow my vial here? Wow, that's just rude. Opponent, why do you like this? Who hurt you? I'm gonna take my Aether Vial up. Take that. Alright, well, I'll cast one of these Stoneforge Mystics. Go get the Batter Skull. This deck needs some Wild Macoddles. I really don't think that's true. I think it very much does not need a Wild Macoddle. Alright, well, these 1-drops aren't getting cast anytime soon. This Cataclysm looking pretty good, though. We're just going to put in the Batter Skull here. So we can try to pressure down a Karn or like an Urza or something. Urza's definitely the spookiest thing they could play here. That's what it looks like they're playing. Yep. It's only a 4/4 right now. Oh, they could cast more stuff. What's this? 3 mana? Narset? Sigh. This is real bad. We need to draw mana for this Cataclysm very quickly. Revoker. Do I need to revoke Urza? They have 0 cards in their hands, so probably. Sigh is a lot harder to actually utilize properly. The Urza means they can't just like spin every turn to find more spells for their Sigh. We can hit them for 4 here, but revoke the Urza. Lord High Artificer. Emery. Yikes. That is a really good draw. So we have no ways to kill that, and it means a bunch of food for Sigh. Draw like Caracas would be a good one. Good one to hit here. Magus of the Moon. Well, yeah, that's not look good right now. I mean, I don't know what play. I'm going to put in this Dumazawa's Jite, which is not good against a Sigh because they can easily block with Thopters and sack them. But we can't really do anything else here. They get to start drawing 2 cards a turn with the Emery getting back Baubles and start making Thopters with Sigh. This is definitely a Cataclysm game. Sure. Yep. Making a lot of Thopters. Thopters feed the Sigh, and Sigh feeds the Sigh. Their engine came online a putting so much on the board because my only plan is cast this Cataclysm, but... well, this ain't good. Can't cast any of our spells. We don't have any lands. If I equip and send, obviously they eat the Construct. We can clear the Emery in that case. Which, like, isn't the worst, but then this Construct gets to start punching me in the face. Which is the worst. I guess, no, they're just gonna block with Psy and draw a card. They wouldn't even. But, I mean, I guess that means we get this equipped if they ever want to attack. I'll offer the ability for them to kill it in combat here. In exchange for the Emery. But the smart play is probably just block with Thopter and sack it, plus like the pedal to the side. Yep. Oh, and the extra chalice. Yeah, that makes sense. Or home today? No, Boeing has not canceled work yet. Amusingly enough. They're definitely gonna break soon. I doubt that they'll keep going through the end of next week, but for now they're holding strong. Yeah, I think we might just cut all the Maguses. I think Magus is just bad here. Not that like something like a Thalia would be helping anymore. Land? God. Can we draw a land, please? We're gonna draw the Tomb into the Cataclysm. Yeah. Can we please? I'm just gonna cast a Stoneforge so we're more likely to draw lands. Like my opponent is not taking full advantage of the fact that they could just bury me. I guess they're trying to just make as many Thopters as they can and not hit me with the Construct. I'll just discard the Vial and move to... Actually, no. They'll probably lose the Chalices. Vial might actually be relevant. I'll discard the Magus. Yeah, Magus is not going to be important. Even if we drew like one land, at least this Judgment would like be a stopgap. Prevent them from getting more Thopters or something. Lily, what are you whining about? I suppose it could have just discarded the sword. Probably not relevant. Lily, get out. Get out from under the... You can't be under the desk. Piss off. This is what I would call getting buried. They keep twiddling their thumbs and killing me slowly. Gives us more chances to actually find this Cataclysm. But even in response to Cataclysm, they can just fucking draw, sack like a bunch of artifacts, like reload their hand. Yeah, they probably should have started doing this last turn, I think. Just sacking artifacts to draw more cards to make more Thopters. Like, you don't need 5 lands and 3 petals and an opal. Interesting choice to sack Seat of the Synod before Lotus Petal, but okay. There's a 3rd land. Lily, get out of there. How am I going to Council's Judgment here? It's gotta be the Psy, right? This Construct, if we do cast Cataclysm, gets a lot smaller, and we can shove block it for a couple turns before then. Oh, they're gonna use the Psy. Yep. for the Psy. I think I'm supposed to attack with this germ now. So it obviously gets eaten by a 12-12 construct. And then the 12-12 construct is free to attack me, and I need to start chump blocking it. But we will have a lot of chump blockers, and we do need to get our creature count like down for the Cataclysm, otherwise it's just straight up inefficient. Like, we are just losing value here. So does the GT matter right now? Or does, like, getting the GT online matter? I think it does. We can clear the Emery, prevent them from drawing even more cards. I think I find trading Gerb for Emery here. Yep. Is that? So I need to keep Revoker around because they'll probably end up keeping Urza as their creature. Glad they keep playing lands. Just not thinking about Cataclysm. That's bad. We're just gonna get, yeah, we just get Latticed here now. Wait, they don't have enough mana, right? Because they didn't crack an LED? Oh no, they have the Zopal. Yeah, we just get Latticed. That is, in fact, game. I was missing the 6th mana here. I mean, they could also even just get, like, coding, and we can't beat that either, but... Did they just get Worm Coil Engine? The fuck? Aight. Deal. We can beat a Worm Coil Engine. Cracking these LEs for? Oh, they have an Echo. We're getting echoed, I see. Hey, we drew the Cataclysm. Nice. That was pretty good. We're missing all of our answers to, like, their stuff now, but we have lands to rebuild post-Cataclysm, at least. Yes, cast all your spells, opponent. Cast them. Unfortunately, they probably have lands in their hand to rebuild as well, which is problematic. And they're going to get 2 3/3s out of the deal. I mean, it's better. We're much better off than if they just latticed me, but you know. Yeah, artifact midrange is not a super powerful mechanic deck in Legacy. It's definitely seeing some play. Well, I'll certainly chump block. I don't know why this thing's sending. Yeah, there's no way I can like stack block to kill it, but I can just block it for no pain or gain. This is fine. Alright, so we have to cast Cataclysm here or we die a horrible death. They keep Urza, Construct, like Ancient Tomb probably. And they get 2 3/3s, which are very much problematic. We probably have to keep Stoneforge and Revoker and lose and ditch the equipment. We could potentially keep Revoker plus Jite. We don't have a play for next turn when we're on 2 mana. So it's possible that just getting the Jite on the Revoker is better than keeping this 1/2. Don't they keep Emery? I guess they could keep Emery. They get to keep after I keep as well. So if I keep the Revoker, then they could just not keep the Urza. So keeping that, them keeping the Emery would make sense. But I think Revoker is still probably just better than Stoneforge in general. Yeah. You actually do have to choose before your opponent chooses. It's like casting Show and Tell, except obviously Show and Tell you don't get to see it until after, but when you cast Show and Tell, you have to put in a card before your opponent puts in a card. I hope they think the Chalice is important. They might keep like Emery plus Chalice and just try to kill me with the 3/3s, but we're at 20. We have a hand that can definitely rebuild. We'll ditch the mountain since we really don't need it. So I think keeping Revoker plus Jite, yeah, I think keeping Revoker Jite is the plan. If we had a Flicker Wisp, I might try to like keep the Batter Skull or something, but we have no way to do that. Oh yeah, if they keep the Emery, they could just cast the Chalice the following turn. So yeah, keep Emery plus a Construct would make more sense. Maybe we keep Wasteland. I don't think this game's going to come down to me Wastelanding them. I think they can rebuild, especially with the Emery. I think we just want to keep a Plateau. How many more fetchables do we have? We have 3 planes and 1 more Plateau. So these all still hit something. All these fetches. We have 4 hits with these 3 fetches still. Yeah, I guess we do also have enough colored mana, but there might be points where like it comes down to like we actually can't crack these mesas. It's gonna be a little awkward because we are ditching 2 plateaus here, so like we can't. It's gonna be harder to cast PNK, right? Actually, if we ditch the mountain, can we cast PNK on? We only have 3 plateaus and a mountain in our deck. Maybe I'm actually supposed to wasteland Cataclysm, keep a plateau, or fetch a basic plains. Yeah, it's probably fetch basic plains. Cataclysm, keep plateau. Oh no, if we keep a plateau, we can mesa for the other plateau, so we can cast PNK regardless. But red sources are still kind of important, more so than white. Yeah, I think fetching basic plains is fine here. Revoker, GT, Plateau. Cataclysm is a very good Magic card. And like we're pretty disadvantaged here still, but you know, not a lot of cards would get you out of this bind, certainly. Yeah, they keep Emery, Ancient Tomb, and Construct, I would assume. Oh, they are keeping the Urza. Hell yeah, please keep the Urza. God, I hope they keep the Urza. They're keeping, yeah, keep the Urza and the Chalice. Oh, this is insanely good for me. We could definitely beat this. I mean, yeah, keeping the Chalice makes sense if you keep the Urza. If you keep the Emery, which I think my opponent should have, then you would probably keep the Chalice. I guess, yeah, they might be concerned. But, like, yeah, but we can't cast the Plow this turn. They could have kept the Emery and just recast the Chalice. Oh, they have a second Emery, I guess, makes some sense. This is fine. Flicker Wisp is nice. Flicker Wisp can potentially kill a worm. This Emery is certainly problematic. I can't suicide my Revoker to kill the Emery because the Urza just activates and that makes them a bunch of mana anyway. Like to attack for 11 last turns. Yeah, I don't know. I think keeping Emery plus Construct is like just very good for them. Just put a bunch of pressure on. Recast the Chalice of the Void. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts. Yeah, attack for 11. It probably would have died if that was the case. I think we just have to equip Sig Go. I mean, we're probably not like attacking or blocking with this. And the equip's probably not going to matter. At some point we might need a chump block before we have time to move the GTA to something else. Cast a 4-drop here if they won't have one. Oh, Echoing Truth. Ugh. That's bad. We might be... I was definitely planning on flickering next turn. We might be dead here. I don't think we equipped it to pacifism. I think they were still going to like send their worms into it pretty easily. They could have probably sent the both thorns last turn, honestly. Karn me here? mean, we had like two different chances, like two different spots where we would have lost the game, but my opponent decided to not make those plays, you know. Let my opponent do whatever. I don't know what's happening. Sure, there's the Karn. Are they gonna crack LED and that thing coding me? If you can't understand, yeah, I don't know. If their hand was like Emery Karn Echoing Truth, like they probably could have made a lot of choices and just killed me. Nope, not coding me. Oh no, never mind. That thing does sack. Forgot it works like that. I mean, if they like coding me, we have to like Karn name coding, and then we just die to the next Karn minus. Yeah, there's no way we can win here. Mystic Forge, alright. Well, there are some ways we can win here. My opponent keeps like choosing bad cards to get. And we're still heavily disadvantaged here, and we are just getting latticed next turn. I guess we know we have a flyer in place. We're not just getting latticed. Yeah, LED does not need to tap to sacrifice. There's a braid. It's not nothing, but we kind of have to cast Flicker Wisp, right? A braid doesn't do anything either. If we hold it up, they just don't lattice me. If we have Flicker Wisp in play, then we don't necessarily die to the Karn because it flies over to clear it. Try to like a braid plus Revoker next turn or something. And like I said, we're pretty boned, but we're not totally boned. Just gonna Flicker Wisp the lifelink token. Death Touch token already killed. Like three power already kills all my creatures anyway. So might as well stop them from gaining more life. I guess we maybe could have. No, I think we have to take power off the board. We can't just look at the chalice, especially because we don't have any 1-drops in hand currently. Karn could plus on the Forge, and they just hit me for a lot. Nope. Sure. Opponent has 9 billion mana. They're just gonna like ballista me to death? This is one of the when you like playing Magic more than winning. Yeah, maybe. If they have a ballista on their sideboard, we are unreasonably dead. Hope are they gonna cast a lattice into my flyer? No, they do have the ballista. They just didn't make the extra mana. It might not matter. I don't know how much mana they have. If it's an odd number, or if it's an even number, tapping. I mean, also like the ballista is just going to end my life, regardless of if it's for like 4 or 5 or whatever. Alright. Is there any world that we win this game? We're at 10. This card doesn't do anything this turn. We could revoke Ballista, Abrade the Forge. We're at 10. They can send for 8. But then the next turn we can cast P and K to potentially make more blockers. Is abrading the Forge better than abrading the Death Touch Worm? Probably. Forge Urza is also like a pretty good... I guess it's not really a combo because you can just cast off the top anyway. But if it's like a blue spell, I guess. But they know it's on top of their deck, so if it's a land, they don't just like... Oh no, that you shuffle before you act. Fuck. Or is this such a fucking weird card? But I think it's gotta be Revoke Ballista. Abrade the Forge. Take, like, 8 damage here, go to 2 or whatever. Walking Ballista. Upgrade the Mystic Forge. We take a lot of damage. My opponent is still like drawing 2. My opponent can just recast with a Wormcoil Engine, right? They just have 6 mana and an Emery. They just casted a Wormcoil Engine and just murder me. Is that what they're doing? No, they're just making that lady again. Sure, whatever. Oh, they're echoing. Alright, goodbye, Pia. Hello, Pia. And Cataclysm, and a Braid. What on earth is this game? My opponent is trying really hard to give me a chance of winning by, like, continuing to cast spells instead of just murdering me. Like Narset echo me this time? Yeah, okay. Are we, like, losing our whole hand here? Yes, okay. Alright, now we lost. We get to draw 1 card, I think. Oh, no, because we already drew a card this turn from the first echo, too. Alright. Yeah, now they got me. Why did they tap the Ballista instead of tapping their Chalice? They just can't hit me for 3. I'm so confused. Let's just draw the Cataclysm that's in our deck again. We'll be fine. I don't know anything. I don't understand anything that's happening. What are you doing in response to the Emery trigger, opponent? Sure. You got a bobble off your Narset. You got it, bud. My opponent wants to keep taking game action, so I'm not going to stop him. It's a big lad. How are you alive still? My opponent loves playing with their food, I guess. Nice, Council Judgment. We get to live to see another day. I'm just gonna vote the Construct so I just stay alive, I guess. If they want to keep, like, twiddling their thumbs, they have 5 minutes left on their clock. Like, if they want to continue twiddling their thumbs instead of killing me, Godspeed. Oh, this is probably lethal, right? They've cast all their echoes. Oh, they finally decided to lattice me on the, what, 3rd card activation? I scoop and they have lethal and I can't even bluff. Like, my opponent was actively making decisions that prevented them from having lethal, and we had, like, shots to actually win this game at different... Obviously, the echo that mind twisted my whole hand made me lose this game, but, like, the echo where we just, like, got to refill our hands, too, like, we weren't dead. We were definitely dead to the 2nd echo. And we are 100% dead now. I'm just letting my opponent twiddle their thumbs because they have 4 minutes on their clock. And we're just dead in 2 turns, so it's no skin off my back. Sure, cast more spells instead of attacking for lethal. What are you doing, opponent? What is this Urza even tapping for? Oh, it's an artifact, because the Mycosynth Platypus, I see. Why activate these cards? I think they can. I mean, they definitely could kill me in 3 minutes or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if my opponent knows there's a game 3 that's about to be played. Alright, I think we don't want this Magus. They just had, like, no spells. They had, like, an Echoing Truth, but Direfleet looks pretty bad. Yeah, no, if that was game 3, I would have definitely conceded. They might not be dead to clock. If they have, like, one of their, like, busted starts, we could easily die in 3.5 minutes. I've killed people in 3.5 minutes before. I think on the play, Thalia gets a little bit better. We can actually... Casting it on turn 2 on the play is a much bigger deal. I think all these cards are still relevant. Yeah, probably more so than bringing in, like, extra Thalias. I'll keep 2 Thalia. Yeah, I mean, on the draw, I think Thalia gets a lot worse, because they get to just... They have just, like, a bunch of zeros and stuff, and they spew their hand and have a bunch of mana. So I didn't think Thalia was especially good. On the play, like I said, definitely gets better, but I think we have a lot better other cards to cast in this matchup. Could potentially shave, like, Gita and a Stoneforge or something for the other 2 Thalias. Or maybe, like, Sword of Fire Knights and Stoneforge or something. We'll just hit some mana. I would love to play first. I guess I'm keeping this hand. It's okay. We have Blast, Thalia, Stoneforge. Promo Thalias or Layer Thalias. I bought a Layer the Thalia Secret Layer today. I'm gonna try them out. See if I can have them not Pringle. Am I blasting anything on turn 1? Unless they have like an insane start and they like... I guess they could like potentially turn 1 Echo me. Or even like Emery is a possibility. But if they don't do anything, then we just cast a Thalia. We can wasteland them next turn. When they go land go, Thalia is probably pretty good against the deck with a bunch of 0 drops. We can like wasteland them, cast Stoneforge the following turn. Yeah, clearly we only keep two Thalias in our deck post board because we're just going to have them both in the opener. We can just Caracas this Emery. Caracas this Emery, wasteland them. Just like never let them cast, like, do anything with this Emery. We could potentially also just blast it if we wanted to add the way permanently, but I think with just having this Caracas, we don't care. Problem is that we're like basically saying that we're going to Caracas this Emery every turn you cast it. I guess it's a lot harder for them to cast it next turn because we're wastelanding their artifact as well. Unfortunately, we can't cast this Vial because of our Thalia. Okay, they could just see... Oh, nope, they're not casting the Emery. Sweet. Yeah, I have the promo Thalias. I have these Thalias in paper right now, and they are very nice and don't curl. I'm a little worried that the Secret Layer ones will. Do I want to get this Vial online right now? I kind of do. I think we're settling in for a long game. Okay, that's not how that card works. Could cast it for 1. And also, you just didn't cast it last turn when you could have, and now we're just going to bounce it, so you just milled yourself for 4. Which I guess, maybe sure, because like maybe you can find like an Echo to go with an LED in your hand. I almost just want to leave up this Blast this turn. They're getting to the point that they can actually cast some relevant... I don't want them like to like Soul Land Karn me though. We could just cast Stoneforge Mystic. We also just have Cratermaker to pop a Karn next turn if we need to. What's the worst thing that they could do? They can't, like, Narset and Echo me, right? Because Narset costs 4. And then LED costs 1, and then Echo costs 4. Yeah. 7-4 is pretty free here, I think. Let's get Batter Skull. We're a little tight on mana, I think. Yeah. So if they just, like, Karn here or something, it's kind of whatever. Because we can just spend our turn Crater making it. Chalice on 1. Oh, well, we can Crater that if we need to as well. Just gonna cast the Emery again? Sure. Now we'll have Violon 2 for Crater Maker up, so we could potentially Violon Crater Maker pop the Chalice and blast something if we need to. Ding. We are just handily crushing my opponent here. Yeah, I'll Wasteland you. Alright, you got your LED. Please Echo. Yeah, sure, whatever. Cast your Emery for, what, the 4th time? They're just gonna deck themselves. Take this up to 3, start getting towards this P and K. Oh, nice, a Wasteland. Yeah, that can just go. Yeah. Echoing Truth? Yeah, whatever. Go for it, opponent. I don't even want to blast it. Do we have lethal if we blasted it? No, we'd be 1 off lethal if we blasted it. Yeah, this is fine, whatever. Come on, crack your LED and wheel. Do it. Do it! Yes! 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 Shinkus, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate it. Yes, I mean we were like miles ahead of my opponent, even if that wheel resolved. The screenshot was better with the Goblin in play. Yeah, I should have screenshotted it. I might actually not use that screenshot and like go back in the replay, and get the screenshot of me with the Crater Maker versus the Chalice and the Pyroblast in my hand, with like the pictures taken moments before disaster or whatever. That's what I'm probably gonna end up doing after the stream. Yeah, but it was really. I guess that was why they kept casting the Emery, was to find an Echo, because they had an LED in their hand or whatever. But the fact that we were just sitting on that Pyroblast forever just made it so much nicer. They were like unbelievably dead, even if they drew 7 cards there, though. Alright, this hand is okay. Whenever I play Color Splash, these hands are just so much more terrifying, because this just isn't a basic Plains, and we could just die so badly to a single Wasteland. No one plays Wasteland, it's fine. Yeah, no one plays Wasteland. That's what I tell myself. What is this? Verdant Trop? Okay, I see. Quickly figured out what my opponent is doing. I don't think I want to Stoneforge into a Daze here. It's important to get Stoneforge online as soon as possible. But this Glycerin Elf isn't very threatening in the face of this Mother of Runes. So I don't think we need to like fire off the Plow or anything either. I think I can just cast Revoker and name like Noble Hierarch or whatever. Do I just name Oko? Because Noble Hierarch is a card that they A would have cast on turn 1 and B is not threatening, and Oko is an extremely scary card if they happen to have one in the main deck. Yeah, my opponent probably plays one Wasteland or whatever, that crop rotation package. I'm like unironically considering naming Oko. Please counter this. Like, you definitely are, especially in the face of a turn on Mother Friends, you're just going to name, or you're going to cast Noble Hierarch there, almost assuredly, I think. Unless they have, like, a weird double Invig Berserk hand lined up already. But in that case, it obviously doesn't matter. I think I'm just going to name Oko, because that card's way fucking scarier than a Noble Hierarch. And then next round we can play the Stoneforge around a daze. Inkmoth is spooky. We have Port to kind of take care of it, but it is inefficient for my mana that I need to develop all these other cards. Flickers could also potentially block it at some point. That also walks into a daze. I think with a Plow up, even though the Plow could get dazed, and them having to use Inkmoth, I think we're okay. Just spinning this turn playing Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, Force of Will. It's fine. Force of Will Pitch Daze. Certainly makes sense. I'll attack the Revoker here. Do need to definitely race them, and Mom can just protect itself to get through this elf. I suppose just Plow this Inkmoth if it tries to get in. They pitched a daze to their Force of Will. Pendelhaven's kind of annoying. It means that they can more freely just like free roll attacks. Obviously, it costs me nothing to block with Mom and tap it. Alright, these Glycerin Elves. This is, I guess, more problematic. No, I don't think I'm plowing here, though. I think I'm going to Flicker Wisp, untap my land, and have the ability to port or cast Source of Plowshares. I guess the question is, was I going to attack this? No, I can't attack the Revoker because they have the Pendelhaven. But because I have the port, they can't just send both their idiots across and like Pendelhaven the one that I block or whatever. Even though I could also just block both of them. But I could also potentially port the Pendelhaven to force them to activate it before we declare blocks. The Wisp also lines up nicely against an Inkmoth, even if it's Pendelhavened. So we have 3 power. Second Inkmoth. Not great for me. And no attacks. I don't think I want to fire off these plows. Like I said, I think the Inkmoths are much more threatening, considering all my ground piddlers. I don't think I want to crack the Canyon. We have more spells to cast and like port to utilize. I think I'm okay taking 1 to tap this Pendelhaven here, so we can attack this Revoker. And then obviously we have the second Revoker. Okay, that's whatever. Daredevil. That probably isn't anything. Unless we, like, surprise lethal them with one of their pump spells at some point. It does have First Strike, which is certainly not nothing. I don't think I'm supposed to cast it. Maybe I am supposed to cast it over a Revoker this turn, just because it does have First Strike. Also exiles their force to make their Become a Min slightly worse. They only have 3 cards in hand. We definitely want to try to get this game over with sooner rather than later. I'm concerned about getting, like, blown out potentially. So I don't think I want to cast 2 spells. I like being able to hold up this plow. I'm going to send it to just the Revoker here. I'm just going to accept this trade. We have a second Revoker if they do have, like, actually have the Oko and that's why they want it online. But more likely they're trying to bait me into using this Mom or something. And if they do have a second Oko, well, we're just going to cast this other Revoker. And revoke Oko again. It's so bad that Oko the Trickster and Oko Thief of Crowns have those names, because sometimes I type EI instead of IE, and if you type E, then you get the Trickster, and if you type IE, then you actually get the Thief of Crowns. That's just... I don't probably... There was like 0% chance they were actually considering these stupid pop-up windows when deciding that, but it is infuriating to me. Type Crowns and said, oh, can you... I always just type from the very beginning. I didn't know you could type, like, the second word in the name or whatever. Name Trickster for swag. Yeah, they still can't really attack here. I'm just gonna tap down their Pendelhaven again so I can just run back the same play. And then this time if they block with the elf, I can just pro-green it, because Mom doesn't do anything against Nexi anyway. Can. Well, I'll try it next time I put a Phyrexian Revoker on the stack. Yeah, there's no blocking now. Makes sense. Now we can cycle this Canyon as well. For now, we will just Daredevil my opponent's force of full away. We're at the point where we can play around days and still, like, plow in port, even if we crack the Canyon. 3 Nexi. It's a lot of Nexi. I guess we can't actually crack this Canyon if we want to continue shot-and-porting the Pendelhaven, which I think we do just so we can keep getting in these pock shots with my other idiots. We could potentially crack it next turn, depending on what happens, so... we'll just get more plateaus. They're not gonna fucking blood moon me or whatever. That's a very good draw. I'm concerned about how long they've been sitting on a bunch of cards in hand just waiting for a spot. And now with, like, 3 Nexi, it gets a little trickier to be able to, like, block and plow them and port them all. I think this is fine. Do they actually have the Oko? Guess I could just port the Trop, right? How's the Infect matchup overall? It's definitely dangerous. You can die very quickly. I've grown to hate it less than I used to hate it. I think the biggest problem is you're just walking on a razor's edge the whole match. I don't know what they're doing with 2 Nexuses? Are they just gonna like use multiple opponent spells and like eat all my creatures? I don't know what this is. What's happening here? Seems kind of like a weird. They're trying to bait me into using the port. Okay, this is fine. I'm a little concerned that they do in fact have an Oko in their hand, and that's why they've been trying to clear my Revokers so aggressively. I might just port this Trop, but that seems like it could spell disaster for me. How easily can I beat an Oko on this board state? I think relatively easily. Yeah, because if they like tapped for it, depending on how they tapped for it, we could just like clear it on the crackback with using this plow. I think this is fine, and we don't want to use our port when we don't need to. Is animating both? Yeah, I think they're animating both Nexuses that are trying to like bait me to a port activation or something. Alright, good thing we didn't port the Trop. Do they actually have the Oko, or are they just trying to stem the bleeding, is the next question. Are they just trading their Infectors with my creatures because they are losing the race? Gotta be careful about tapping low this next turn, because Vines does counter GTA equips. Sure. You got a boss. Sword's nice. They have 4 cards in hand. Am I willing to tap all the way down to 1 mana to try to equip this Jite to the Dire Fleet? 1 mana lets us leave up the Plow. So if they use an answer, if they use a card in their hand to like answer the Jite for a turn, if they have a Vines or something, they're into 3 cards. They need a Daze to daze my Plow. That's down to 2 cards. They get a draw for turn, so that's up to 3 cards again. But like we are at 0 infect. I think this is definitely a spot. I don't like giving them this much time. I assume they're gonna Vines the Daredevil here. Yep. That's fine. I'll just hit him for 2. Shields are down if they have enough pump spells to kill me in one shot with an Ink Moth through a Plow and a Flicker Wisp, which is a fair amount of stuff they need to have. I guess it's just like 2 Invigorates. Was it not worth the Mom there? Oh, maybe it was actually. Didn't really think about that. Probably, almost certainly was, right? It's easy to think about Mom as like counter their opponent's kill spells, but sometimes you want to counter their weird, not hexproof card. Doesn't look like we're dying this turn though, unless they have like some berserk bullshit. So it looks like we're fine. I just wish Mom could target the opponent's creatures. That would be pretty nutty. Alright, now we're pretty stacked. We should just be able to win this game handedly. This time, if they have like a second bind, I will definitely use it. I would have definitely used it that turn if I were thinking about it. Because in order to stop that, they would have needed like a second Vines, and then they're down so many resources, it doesn't matter a whole lot that I can't block this Glistener Elf, because they're just like down so much. And now this turn, we also just have the Stoneforge Mystic up as a blocker, whereas we didn't have it last turn. Attack with his Daredevil. If they block with like Glistener Elf and pump it with Pendlehaven, we just first strike and then use a counter to kill it. This is fine. I guess we could have also just Mom Pro Green in that case. Yeah, this is not going to work the way you want it to, opponent, because of first strike. My opponent is about to get a big old bummer of a lesson about first strike and Umesawa's GT. Invigorate? Nope. Alright, cool. Oh, we got 2 Plows in hand for this next turn. Opponent forgot about first strike. It's a... If you've never seen the interaction, it's definitely not something that's easy to think about. Crusader, yeah, certainly. This Direfleet Daredevil doing a good job as being a bad Thalia here. Might even be a good Thalia here because it lets us hold up these Swords to Plowshares, and my opponent just already has a billion mana. This might actually just be like better Thalia right now. I think I don't want to get bamboozled into like porting this Inkmoth, because I think I want to hold up double Plow and have mana for days here. With 2 cards in hand, I don't know that there's a combination of cards that can kill me. We can just block the Inkmoth and block the Glistener Elf. I thought it would be so much worse right now. I guess that's concerning enough that I just need to plow this. They have 1 card in hand, so they just can't win. I could probably also just... I could just port it and still win this game, right? Because they only have 1 card in hand. I'll just make sure that nothing bad happens. I mean, it's definitely like... I think there's 0 cards in the game that I lose to if I Rashad Port there, but, you know. It's not even lethal. I mean, they could have, like, a Berserk or something. I think that's only 9, though, because they didn't like Pendlehaven at first. Because I like losing games. Yeah, there might just be some bullshit that I'm not thinking about, and then I'm just going to get totally ranged by, so... I'm a coward. I'll just pour this Pendlehaven, because why not? Oh no, I should have activated the Stoneforge and put in the Sword of Fire and Ice! What a fool I am! Oh well. They're, like, so unbelievably dead. They're down all their Ink Moths, and now we just attack the Wisp, too. This is the 2-mana Teferi spell plus days. If they just have it, the main deck, Teferi's, yeah, I don't know what it's called either. So they draw the 2 cards, and one of them is Daze, and then the other is a pump spell. And no, then we still just block with the Flicker Wisp. Teferi's response, yeah. Alright, catch you later. I think we still just block with Flicker Wisp there and win. Oh no, if they have Berserk, it is actually 11 because they have the Noble Hierarch. So Berserk puts it up to 10 and it attacks for 11 because of the Hierarch, and then we do actually die. Yeah. So if they Teferi's response to counter my port, and then draw Daze for the Plow, and then draw a Berserk, then we would have lost that game. If they had main deck Teferi's response. You know what? Just go on it. Actually, you know what? No, I'm just gonna kill this Glistener Elf right now. There's a Pendlehaven that I just don't want to deal with. I would still port though. I mean, it's probably correct. I think there are 0-game ones that I'm losing by plowing there though, because they'll lose it. I guess that is fair. Porting is better because if we actually lose that game, it's just like we need to tell like the sickest bad beat story in the world. All right, bolts good. Crater Maker's good, right? No, Crater Maker is okay, not great. It doesn't get to just blow up Ink Moth because it doesn't hit lands. I mean, obviously, but it doesn't hit them with their enemy. But it does deal 2 damage to creatures. It's probably fine. Braid, okay. These cards, okay. Magus, probably actually okay. Pyroblasts answers Blighted Agent, which is definitely the spookiest card in their deck. I guess we'll figure out what's bad in our deck first before we decide. Direfleet Daredevil, as good as the Shoeg was there, probably cuttable. I guess we probably need blasts, right? Because they also just have Okos, especially post-board, they'll have Okos, so these blasts are probably just actually relevant. Yeah, Magus seems sick versus Infect, because like some of their most obnoxious cards are Pendelhaven and Inkmoth. Yeah, I would definitely if not their 60, I would definitely expect to see Okos in the 75. So actually, blasts do seem very worth it. The problem is, what the fuck are we cutting? Because we just get deported all this bullshit. No, Batterskull's bad. Yeah, Batterskull's absolutely not worth. You'd be correct. It's a possibility that PNK is just like not good enough. I just like the fact that it makes 2 Kolos flyers. I guess Kolos doesn't matter, but like two flyers is a pretty big deal. But I mean, 4 mana is a little bit spooky, and we need to make 7 cuts to this deck. Prelate might just not be good enough. Prelate's like an okay card. You want to put it... Yeah, their seams are kind of spread. You usually put it on, like, 3, because it turns off, like, Invig and, like, Oko and stuff, and Invig is obnoxious to play around because it's free. Yeah, PNK being 4 mana, I think, means that it's just getting the axe, especially because we get to bring in all these other answers to Inkmoth anyway. Crusader's still good. We could probably go down to 1, maybe 0 Revokers since we get Pyroblasts for Oko. Yeah. God, what do we even cut now? Maybe... No, Recruiter seems pretty relevant. Fuck. Cut like a... I hate cutting Thalia. Maybe bring in like 2 blasts. Cut like a Wisp. Cut Judgment. I don't know. Oko's kind of spooky. It does a bunch of mana. I'm gonna shave the Thalia. Because we're bringing a pile of non-creature spells. So like Thalia, it's not always great. Obviously Thalia, good on their mana-light hands. Kind of what we want to capitalize on. Am I supposed to keep this? This game feels like kind of miserable. It's got a lot of Rashadan ports. It's good if they're on a, if they're on the Inkmoth plan. I'm not supposed to keep this? It's like, what's 6 am I looking for? Just like, I guess cheap removal spells? A hand that doesn't, like, have to not cast Unforged on turn 2 to not get dazed. A hand with Aether Vial. There are a lot of cards that are red in his hand. Post-board, so we can't just rely on Stoneforge to like clean up. Even pre-board, you can't really rely on that because like stuff like Force will. Yeah, I could definitely see better 6s. No, this 6 looks a lot better. Just gonna put back. We still have the Stoneforge and our mom to Stoneforge too. We'll put back the Certifier. Nice. I mean, yeah, if that hand has a Vial, you snap it off for sure. If like the 5th land is instead of Vial, that's a snap keep. We got like a blast for an agent, a plow for a non-agent. I'm probably supposed to play Mom here, right? I don't think we care about clearing this closer enough right now. My opponent attacks me. Am I supposed to block? Probably. Maybe I am supposed to like try to bolt that. I think I'd rather get my mom dazed than like a bolt dazed though. We could potentially try to play around that. they just send, I think I'm just supposed to snap off the block and just eat a pump spell. They didn't make a land drop, which means it's hard for them to kill me. They could have, like, Invig Berserk or something. I think I am supposed to snap off this block, though. Our hand has a ton of removal. And Mom isn't super relevant if this Glistener Elf is just dying anyway. Just have a second elf, maybe? If they have a second elf, that block's not good, but... They just Blighted Agent. Library, that makes that block not very good. With just an Inkmoth in play, am I jamming Stoneforge into a Daze? I don't love that plan. I think I want to fetch a Plateau just in case we draw more lands. We might need to like have a bunch of colored mana in the same turn, potentially. Yeah, block is still like fine, but the fact that they're gonna like be able to grind me out with the Sylvan Library makes the block less good. Am I just jamming? I don't love jamming the Stoneforge into a potential Daze. I think they might have wanted to Daze the Mom, though. Maybe not. If they're just okay with the trade, they just want to play Library. I don't really do a Daze, bummer. Leave a Power. I mean, we don't need a Power Blast to counter the Oko necessarily. Like, if it just makes a food, it's whatever. You just blow it up afterwards. It's potential that we just didn't want to try to walk into Daze, though. Yeah. They're just gonna, like, draw 4 cards with the Sylvan Library. We do have a Bolt, though, which they might not think about. Is that the new plan? Or are we just gonna... No, we're not getting killed this turn, which is nice. Alright, well, Roshan Borgo. Come on, just go to 3. What's the worst that can happen, opponent? Just go to 3 life. I got nothing. Dang. It's always next turn. We can port their Inkmoth. It's a Blighted Agent. I'm supposed to counter this, right? And not blast it because this gets around their hexproof stuff. I could let it resolve and then just convert a plow on it instead. But I think the plow is important for like the Inkmoth. Although we do have a bunch of ports to deal with Inkmoth. How scared am I of Oko? I think they might have just wanted to slam Oko here. I'm going to blast this. Yeah, I think they would have probably gladly played Oko there if they had it. No, Thalia's not bad. Thalia, and we just get to leave a port anyway. Thalia's additional pressure for this board's. With this Bolt, I think the plan might actually be if they get greedy with Sylvan, we can just like sneak it, just sneak a win. Obviously, we still need to hold up a piece of interaction. Whether that be port or removal spell. Brainstorm? Sure. It's a possibility that I'm supposed to be porting that Nexus in upkeep since they likely don't have enough mana to animate it and just like smush me in response. You got Judge Bolts prepared for the stack. That's spooky. Wasteland's nice. So we can attack here. If they like block with a noble and try to like pump it to kill my Thalia, we have a plow for it, and we still have, like port. I guess we have like Port Wasteland to beat the Ink Moth anyway. If they take 2, they're closer to getting bolted. I'm gonna plow my Thalia. That'd be a bummer. Yep. Closer to getting bolted. The plan is to legitimately probably just to try to sneak a win with this bolt. That makes the plan less good. I think I'm just going to wasteland this Ink Moth now while I... Well, they have shields down. They can animate the Ink Moth, and they don't have enough mana to shield it, so... Closer to... Yes, I am always legally allowed to bolt them. They're closer to dying to lightning bolts. You are correct. So now we can just aggressively port them for however little it's worth. Because, they're not gonna probably not gonna be able to kill me from 20 here with like a noble hierarch. So we could potentially cut them off of chain together some other spells here. Triple Invig Pulse Berserk. Does that probably does it, right? What do you gain, like what, 12 life? 9 life off Triple Invig? But 9 life. So we're at 29, and that would be... They'd only deal me 20, or like what? 1, 2, plus 12, 14, 28. We'd actually be at 1. We would not die to Triple Invig plus Berserk. If they have like an Oko here, though, we are in dire straits, certainly. Alright, just Blighted Agent. That is more beatable. My opponent refusing to take damage here, like a big old jerk. Refusing to draw more cards with their library. He's not from the school of Take 8. He took 8 on the first turn, and then it has been a Miri's Guile since then. Always take 8. Yeah. Alright, there are 5. We're getting closer. I probably need to, like, plow this Blighted Agent, though, right? Yeah, too bad we can't draw. If we draw the Abrade, I'll feel really bad. Plow on my turn. Or plow on, like, their end step more realistically. I was maybe supposed to plow it on my turn last turn when they had 1 card in hand. I just don't want to plow, because, you know, that makes the... I guess plow on my turn so they go to 6 instead of 8. Yeah. We're so close to bolting them. This play is just absolutely not going to work. There's no way they go to, like, 2 or 1. But, like, we don't have other plans. Hey, we just blast it down. Nice. So we could pick a fight right now, assuming they try to protect the Blighted Agent. We could plow first and then blast it after. If they don't protect it, they go to 6, which is a similar amount to 5. Means they get to, like, fetch 1 more time. I think I'm fine just plowing this, though. Yeah. Maybe if they're at 6, they're more incentivized to go to 2 instead of 1. Yeah, if they protect it, then that's fine. They're just hardcasting and Invigorate on it? They just want to gain more life to draw more cards off the library? Interesting that they just hardcast the Invig. They'll also get 2 more cards. Yeah, I'm not sure if I let them have it or not. This is, they go to 9. which, right? Because this would be 5 power. No, they go to 10, which means fetch land is 9, which means they could still draw 2 cards and go to 8. If they draw 2, bolt them. I don't think they'll draw 2 is the thing. I think they're just going to draw 1 more. But I think I'm fine with them exchanging Invigorate for just drawing a card. So I think I just hold on to this Blast, because Oko is scary. I'm just going to pour this Ink Moth while we're here. You broadcast super hard that you have a bolt. Yeah, I guess that is fair. If we blast in response there, that's like super suspect. Because we're spewing a lot of advantage with that blast. Yeah, it was kind of a weird play. Because the Invigorate does just convert to like 1 card. Is the Invigorate better than like just a random draw? They did not. This is game 2. They have not seen this Lightning Bolt. They also just haven't been. I was about to say they haven't been attacking with this Hierarchs on any of these turns until just now. I think they've missed like 6 or 8 damage or something. It's not bad. Yeah, it's 2 cards if they don't think I have a Lightning Bolt. Makes sense. Alright, they're going to 8. They're getting in range. They'll probably go to 4 here, I imagine. Unless they don't find anything good. They're getting in range. I don't blast this Ponder, right? Stay on target. This has been the plan the whole time. You can't really the way we play it, yeah. I think this blast is just like worth more than their Ponder anyway. Considering their Ponder's likely just trying to shuffle away the library card too. They did shuffle on the Ponder. I guess they only had 1. Alright, I will blast this. Do I attack with the Mom? Could have failed there, yeah. If they brought in Veil against red, white, Death and Taxes, then I deserved it. Easy attack. It's a good, like, block and pump, I guess. Do we bolt them? There's no better point than right now, right? While they don't have hardcast Force. Force will for the field back. Yeah, I mean... Yes! All according to plan. We crafted that game state for like 7 turns. We literally crafted it since they put the library on turn 2. We're like, well, hope that they go low and we get to pull them out of this game. Man, this deck has had some very screenshot-worthy moments. Why play more than mobile? You only need 1. Yeah, exactly. In match 1, we got to, we attacked twice. Did we attack twice? Did we only attack once? Was that the only damage we dealt was with that Mom? Yeah, because our Stoneforge got dazed and we never played another creature until we drew that second mom. The pause is good at this stage. But yeah, anyway, in match 1, we got to Pyroblast a Echo the Aeons off of an LED. Who did more work that game, Mom or Bull? Yeah, it's a tough one. Mom was sneaking in that 1 point of damage there. Realistically, the Rashad port did by far the most work. Thalia attacked? Oh yeah, we did have a Thalia. No, I mean, it attacked and then got plowed. It never dealt damage. The Mom was the only thing that dealt damage to my opponent. But yeah, we did attack with the Thalia. I forgot about that. Yeah, they plowed it in combat the following turn. Mom, the only damage we dealt to my opponent that game until we lightning bolted them for lethal. I'm convinced we should just be playing 2 bolts and not this Abrade now. Secret mode. Yeah, secret mode to Mom. 1-1 for 1. Get him. Yes. 2 attack steps. 1 damage step. This Batter Skull is awkward. This isn't really a 2-drop. I think this is secretly a mulligan. My opponent said, "Good luck, have fun," so they're probably Reanimator, right? That's how that works. I never have that experience. So many people say that online. Like, only people that say "Good luck, have fun" are like degenerate combo players. I don't have that experience. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, this hand looks like it has a curve, 1, 2, 3, but like this isn't really a 2-drop, and this is like barely a 3-drop. I think this is a mulligan. Yeah, this hand actually looks a lot better. This hand looks phenomenally better than the first hand. Opponent kept 7. Keep. Fuck off. Batter Skull. Every time you mulligan to 6 and you have Batter Skull in the opener, it's just, oh, so good. Oh, I almost just went through this turn. I thought it was on the draw for some reason. We'll do this. Misty Rainforest, you say? What you got over there? Snow-covered island. Astrolabe. Alright, so we're just playing as like Miracles or something. Do I just revoke this Astrolabe? Gonna regret it when they Oko me on turn 3. It's possible that I should just name Oko here anyway. I could just cast Stoneforge and not use the Revoker yet. The Violon 2 Revoker to like ambush an Oko is maybe better, but it also exposes the Stoneforge. Whereas if we have the Vial, it's more hidden, but it's more mana efficient with the Stoneforge here, right? Because if I cast the Revoker this turn, we Vial on the Mom, next turn the Vial takes up to 2, but we only have the Stoneforge in hand. Whereas if we have the Stoneforge in play still somehow, then we get to like we can activate it and still have the Vial for the Revoker. I think I'm going to Stoneforge for Sword of Fire and Ice. Because we could potentially cast that with another land. And we could potentially ambush an Oko with a Phyrexian Revoker. It's like really, it's really unsafe to tap out for a Planeswalker into a Violon 2 first Death in Texas, though, so it's like more than likely not to play. We'll probably just put in our 2-1. Yeah, plow? No. Alright. We might be getting Terminus, though, notably. It's a nice draw. Well, we'll just say go. If they do Terminus, maybe we can just put in the sword. Alright, not getting Terminus, that's cool. what's the worst that could happen? Just cast your Oko. I only have 2 creatures and a Violin too. Think about it. How bad could it go? You got this Astrolabe. Dang. We need to potentially just connect with the sword here though, which is nice. I think I just name Oko anyway with this. Now we've gotten to this stage of the game. I don't think this Astrolabe super matters. It helps them like cast Ice Fang Coatl right now, but we have no indication that they're like missing land drops. They have 7 cards left in hand. They could easily just find a forest. I think we're much better off just naming Oko. Oko. Wait, hang on. I said I'd try this last time. Crowns. Oh, it does work. Nice. But you have to type in the full word because there are a bunch of things called crown. If you have crowns plural, you do get Oko Thief of Crowns. And this is as far as I'll commit to the board. We'll take this out to 3, so we have the Flicker Wisp as insurance. It's always nice to reload with. We will just equip to my Revoker. Do I send with the Mystic into a potential Coatl? Probably. I don't really care if they Coatl me. Oh, they have nothing. Jesus. They're just getting smushed. They do have a Coatl? I guess they just really didn't want to trade it for Stoneforge Mystic, huh? Okay. They probably could have played that better, right? Because they could have potentially, like, Miza Terminus off the top. Island plus Island Astrolabe to draw a card on my turn and potentially Miza Terminus there. Whatever. What the? Excuse me! Secretly fucking Astroblade or whatever. Alright, this is fine because we have this Flicker Wisp, so whatever. We need to, like, just destroy them here. Yeah, Bant Astroblade. They get to attack here, and then we get to Violin the Wisp, Flicker the GTA, and then protect the thing and block the Coatl. So, like, this is just completely fine. They're just super boned. Is this concession time? Do we literally have lethal? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we actually do. We just objectively have lethal. Okay, yeah, they died. Interesting. That could have been bad. It wouldn't have been horrible. Because, like, we still have this Revoker. Even if we didn't have the Flicker Wisp here, we had, like, plows and a Revoker holding a sword. So, like, they could have, like, cleared my mom and stuff and potentially plowed the Revoker afterwards, but we could clear their one creature. Yeah, I definitely was not playing around. I mean, because they didn't show us any, like, Stoneblade cards, there's no reason to play around a GTA. They showed us a bunch of Miracles-looking cards. It explains why they weren't interested in blocking or trying to play towards Terminus. How does Coatl even hold the GTA? If you equip a Pia and Karan with Umezawa's GTA, do you think they, like, hold it together? Or, like, one of them wields the GTA? Anyway, I should figure out what I'm doing for this matchup. I would assume that all of these cards are good here. They hold it together. They pass it between themselves like an action couple. I'm into that. That sounds pretty dope. I think all these cards come in. This Lightning Bolt might even come in. Alright, Magus, bad. Daredevil, decent. We can probably go down on Plows, especially because we get red removal instead, so it's not like in other matchups where in other like matchups where you kind of needed to leave in Plows nowadays. I don't know if this is a Cataclysm matchup or not. Kiran is one of the Thopters. Oh yeah, we've established that Kiran is a 1/1 Thopter token, because Pia Nalar is a 2/2 that makes 1/1/1. Is Bolt or Plow better? I think Bolt is better. Like, just objectively, right? Everything they have is just going to have 3 toughness, except for, like, Batter Skull. But the fact that Bolt can kill, like, target planeswalkers, kill it like a Jace, or help take down an Oko, or just hit them in the face, or not let them gain 1 life. A lot of upsides to Lightning Bolt. Maybe we just like cut all the plows. We have a Braid, Bolt, 3 Blasts, and a Council's Judgment, and 2 Crater Makers. Probably, actually, no, you can't cut Crusader anymore in these matchups. Maybe shave Thalia's. And a Mom. I assume Supreme Verdicts are happening when the game after Mom beats. You never know. I suppose. Yeah, the awkward thing about the Red Splash is that you are just very often bringing in a shit pile of non-creature spells against these decks. Like, if we're playing against Miracles, we would have boarded pretty similarly. I guess you don't bring in the Abrade or the like the Crater Maker, right? Because neither of those cards are very useful. So there's definitely more room versus something like Miracles versus something like Stoneblade. This hand's bad. Are you bringing the same when you're on mono? I guess kind of. This hand's also bad. Am I keeping 5 lands? Aether Vial. My opponent kept 7. 5 lands Aether Vial, probably not winning this game. Alright, this is a hand that could do some stuff. We ship the 2nd Vial, and we ship the 3rd land, which is going to be the Basic Mountain, I believe. I'm not going to play around back to basics. We're going to get bodied by that already. Astrolabe. Thought I have 6. Just fetch Plateau Vial here. I thought I put you to the bottom. Basic Mountain sucks. It's certainly possible that I don't want Basic Mountain in this deck. What's this? Stoneforge? We got a Crater Maker on. Oh, Return to Nature. Nice. This is why I drew this other vial. My deck knew. Is it Elk time? Elk would be bad here. This is not Elk. They just floated their mana wrong. Getting Elk. Yeah, I don't think there's really a card in their deck that they cast for green, white. Yeah, this is certainly bad. Can't Crater Maker an Oko. Let's draw a Pyroblast. Am I supposed to just Stoneforge for Batterskull here? I think so. Probably do want the Cataclysm in this game, just stuff like Oko is so hard to deal with. You just want as many ways to kill it as possible. I imagine their deck has true names in there somewhere. You probably don't register a deck with Umezawa's Jite and blue spells and not play True Name Nemesis. Thinking about like elking my Stoneforge here or something. Potentially elk the Vial. Yeah, sure, whatever. We gotta find our blasts to do this game, certainly. Sometimes they just blow up your Oko. You're on the draw and you play an Aether Vial and they blow up your Vial and then Oko you on turn 3. And then you sometimes die. their food here, or maybe Alchemy Stoneforge. Oh, they're stealing my Stoneforge. Alright, we draw Bolt. That's not Bolt. Surprised they gave me the Astrolabe over the food. I think the Astrolabe might actually be better. I'm not positive. Obviously their mana doesn't need the help, but like it's gaining 3 life better than like letting me like potentially cast a Council's Judgment or something here. Fixes us for our P and K. I'm supposed to pop this Stoneforge right now. They can't like Batter Skull me, probably not. We just pop the Batter Skull, I guess. Yeah. You get a 3/3. Okay, now we want to pop the Stoneforge, because now they will be able to activate the Stoneforge to put something in. Although they could just get GT instead of like Batter Skull. It's probably actually not correct, because we want to be able to try to answer the equipment. Crater Maker should target Planeswalkers. It should. Deals damage to target creature or Planeswalker. That'd be totally fine to print. They'd just be playing Ember Hauler that can't destroy a colorless permanents, though. Like I said, if they just get Batter Skull and they put it in, we can at least shatter the Batter Skull. They might just be able to answer the Crater Maker before GTing me, obviously, but everything should target walkers. I agree. So the problem with trying to cast P and Karan Nalar here is that we do just get GT'd. We could very well just get GT'd anyway, because they just could be able to like play my Crater Maker and then just smush me, but pretty sure I'm never beating them connecting with GT. At least we could potentially try to P and K in following turns. We can't actually do anything. Come on, just put in the GT. It'll be fine, opponent. Don't put in Batter Skull like a big jerk. Alright, nice. We do just have the ability to shatter this. So it's not the end of the world. That's not really how they wanted that to go. They're just gonna beat me down. Reasonable. We are at 8. 8 is not a lot of life. This Oko probably just gonna bully me. Especially if they just like have more removal. Yeah, Prelate not really gonna cut it on this board state. Hehehe, thanks for the Astrolabe, nerd. Obviously they can just like counter this and kill me. Or like Swords to Plowshares and mostly kill me. They have a lot of things they could do. Snake. I do think that they should have just given me the food instead of the Astrolabe. Yeah, they're just gonna like snap ply my PN or just up Shit Creek anyway. have to block? Oh no, we're at 10. We definitely don't have to block. Do we have a plan to win after that, though? Assuming we can connect with a Thopter. If we draw a land, we can connect with a Thopter and play Sanctum Prelate and have 2 GT counters. Problem is that we would be at 2. And they would have 3 things that we have to block. We could ping 1. We'd be able to block. No, we would definitely die regardless. Wait, no, I want mine back. No, I don't want mine back, because we can actually draw the Flicker Wisp. Nice land. That is not a full land to draw. If we had a non-damaging land, can we survive? We can ping the Snapcaster and gain life, go to 5, and chump block 1. We technically could. We die anyway. It doesn't matter. We are just deterministically down on board here. If we play the Batter Skull, block, we're at 2. Yeah, we still die. Yeah, turns out turn 3 Oko, good magic card. Yeah, we're gonna bring this Cataclysm. Certainly. Daredevil's still fine. Wisps, Crusader, Prelate is maybe less good. Prone 1 is okay. Because it stops Plow, which is probably like their big removal spell. Bringing in some number of Thalias could be better on the draw as well. Thalia better, yeah, that's what I was just talking about. And you have like a little bit of a delay static. What would I want to cut? Shape more Moms. It's pretty relevant in this matchup because they don't have that many Wraths. So Mom actually more important. Problem is that we have a lot of cards that are pretty relevant in this matchup. That I don't see a lot of things that I can or want to cut. Time remaining 110. Oh, that's the time that was remaining just now. About 15. Okay. I think you are like 10-ish seconds behind. Yeah, then I'll just hit submit on this. This looks okay. Alright. Nice basic mountain hand. I think I'm still supposed to keep this. They were aggressively attacking my Vial last time, but we have like Blasting Crater Maker, which are very powerful cards. We're gonna get our Vial forced and or blown up, and I'm gonna just be very upset. And Zach's gonna give me infinite shit about the basic mountain, and I'm gonna rage cut it from my deck. Well, it didn't get forcible, which means we at least get to put in some other versions. We'll draw the white source off the top, it's fine, static. We actually had to port them. Ah, see, we just drew the white sources, fine. We had to port them too, so they couldn't even like blow it up the next turn, so we get the Stoneforge too. Look, we're goblins. Plains, Astrolabe Ponder or something like that. Surprise! Yeah, surprise! We're into goblins. Playing the second astrolabe, sure. Let's go, Mother of Runes. Sunbaked Canyon, neat. So we can port and leave up Blast and be able to put in Stoneforge here. It's not bad. I don't think we're blasting anything on turn 2 because we're porting them, but I don't really think we want to develop either of our 2 drops here proactive. I suppose we could cast Stoneforge Mystic here instead of porting them. Nah, porting is just really good. Especially they haven't cast any real cantrips, they've just cast a couple astrolabes. So we could potentially try to deny them resources. Yes. Oh, they're going to shatter my file. That's fine. Get my Stoneforge Mystic out of the deal. Go get Sword. I imagine that's what I want. The canyon and take damage if needed to keep suspicions low. I don't think having the Crocus instead of the mountain is like super suspicious. What are we leaving up? A Swords to Plowshares? Like, we don't have a lot going on. I'm just gonna play Canyon Pass this following turn here. Ooh, PNK is a spicy one to jam here, especially with that Caracas in play. You got 6 cards in hand. They could easily be a sweeper though. They haven't developed they haven't really developed any sort of like things in play, so we could easily just be walking to Supreme Verdict if I just jam PNK. So I think I just want to force them to answer the stuff that I have going on right now, which is just the sword. I've actually wanted to tap that basic mountain there. Play around like a back to basics or something. What's this? Coatl? That's what it looks like. Sure. Obviously no reason to blast that, especially with a Sword of Fire and Ice in my hand. Potentially have a second Return to Nature if they have another land drop here. Yep. They don't have a second Return to Nature, that's good. Pretty sure I am supposed to just straight up sit on this Pyroblast forever until they cast like Oko or Jace and blast almost nothing else. As much as I really want to just like blast Brainstorms and shit. It's another Labe. Yep. Alright, well, we get to connect with the sword once at least. We can potentially blast a Snapcaster on their like Return to Nature too. It is suspicious that we might not port them next turn, though, unless we draw a land. Oh, nice, we just drew a land. Yeah. So now we get to equip Sword, hit them, kill the Ice Fang, port them, and still leave a Pyroblast. I'm gonna port using port here, I think. A little bit concerned about the how weak we are to back to basics. I think colored sources might be important in the future. I'll happily blast a Snapcaster Mage here. Which really feels like this is what they were digging for. We have blast for back to basics. I suppose that is true. Sick. My Sword of Fire and Ice lives to see another day. They could have, like, land Oko, but then we can not clear the Oko. Wait, no, it was a 5, so yeah, we could clear it. We have to, like, send with the mom, but definitely worth. Sure. Play another Quaddles into the sword. Am I just never casting this P&K? I guess we could actually cast P&K now. They've hit a ton of land drops, and now we have Caracas. So we could just get off the port train, since they've hit plenty of land drops. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. So we can just not port them and leave up Caracas plus like Sunbaked Canyon or something. Play out the plateau here. I guess I could have left up Caracas plus Rashad and port. Potential to like port them if I want to do that. Or if they like countered the P&K, then I would want to use port. Yeah, it was probably worth taking the 1 damage there. Just play the basic planes, take the damage out the Sunbaked, and leave up Caracas, Rashad and port. This is fine. They have Supreme Verdict, sure. If they don't have Supreme Verdict, they are extremely behind. MTG Grixis Delver Legacy, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Pondering, sure. Supreme Verdicted. Yep, this looks like a white spell. Council's Judgment. Yeah, I think they're gonna vote Sword. If they vote P&K, I think that's fine. If they're Council Judgment the P&K and then have like second return to nature, that could get kind of ugly, but we still have like a pretty rockin' board state. We could just bounce the P&K anyway, but then we take a lot of damage off the board. I think they're very likely to vote for Sword unless they have the second return to nature here. I think I'm gonna let this resolve. Maybe this is dangerous. Yeah, they just vote for Sword. Now we just have like a billion damage on board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Technically, I have them 1 off lethal. If we ship with like everything. What's this? Stoneforge Mystic. That's fine. We can just throw a Thopter at it. Or Crater Make it, or probably more likely Crater Make whatever comes with it, which is what can be Batter Skull here, because GT doesn't do dick. Could we just clear it? Yeah. So if they tap out for Batter Skull, we just Crater Make it. I don't even think I want to cycle the Sunbaked Canyon, because I just want a bunch of mana to repeatedly play P and Cure on Nalar. So we're going to untap, we're going to throw a Thopter at the Stoneforge and attack for 4 here, put them to 7. And then after that, if they tap out for Batter Skull, we can Crater Make it, attack them for 4. Be close to lethal. I'm just thinking if I wanted to actually pick up P&K and replay it there. It's not bad. I don't think I need to cast it yet. It's good to have in the back pocket. Good to think about, too, with my relegation of mana resources. So let's kill your Stoneforge. Paying that. Now we deport them, leave a Crocus still. I think I just don't want to play land because we have this Cataclysm now. If they don't have another land and tap out for the Batterskull, then we do have lethal. Because we can attack with the Mom in that case, hit them for 5, and then throw the Thopter at them. Like I said before, if they Spring Vert to me, we still have the Crocus to pick up the PNK and redeploy it. Nope, they're filtering. Coatl. Sure. Their plan is not Batterskull this turn. Stoneforge. Sure. Grab the GT now. Are they gonna cast the GT here? Can we find a lethal? No. They are casting the GT, which is good for us. I gotta figure out what I'm doing here, though. If I untap, what is my plan? Is it Cataclysm time? I keep Mom plus Thopter? No, the GT gets a little threatening in that case. They keep a Stoneforge, they have a Batterskull in hand, one land. If they have another land, it could get bad for us. Problem is that we only have one Crater Maker, and this Batterskull could potentially not be good to us. Do I have to throw the Thopter at the Icefang Coatl? And just plan on, like, blocking the Stoneforge if they try to GT me? We got a Stoneforge of our own. So we could go get a Numazawa's GT, potentially. They have 3 cards in hand. One of them is Batterskull. We got 9 minutes in this game 3, so we can tank for a little bit here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, potentially 7 mana here. So we could do GT, or Stoneforge GT equip, send with Thopter and Stoneforge, leave the PNK back, and leave our Caracas untapped again. The GT connecting means that we can clear both their creatures. If they don't block with anything, the 2 GT counters mean that they can't get GT counters this turn regardless. We still have the Crater Maker in our back pocket for the Batterskull. So I think that is the play. This block is not good. Lets me keep a GT counter. Still have the Crater Maker here for the Batterskull. Ugh. Man, this Pia and Coronalar has been very good. Also, the Pyroblast was just very, very powerful, letting us get another sort of Fire and Ice trigger, or potentially 2. I forget how long it took them to find the Council's Judgment to answer my thing. They have 6 mana, so we could potentially try to. Oh no, we do it. We have lethal. they play Batter Skull and don't have like a Force of Will. Because we can Crater make the Batter Skull and equip the GT to something for an extra 2 damage. So it's like Batter Skull time. 6 mana. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do they just tap wrong or is something else happening? Okay, no, they did just tap wrong. Nope. Nope. Sure. Sure. I don't know what's happening. I'm scared. Okay, sure. Whatever. Now it's Batter Skull time. 3 mana? It's like a second Council Judgment? No, this is Supreme Verdict? Yeah. That's why we've been leaving the Crocus up every turn. Unless they have 2 Plows as their last card. In which case we do just get to Cataclysm them. Yeah, like 1 Plow doesn't do it because we have the Mom. They have to have another Plow as their final card. Per white. That does not give it Pro Caracas because Caracas is colorless, so we still pick it up. I'll just say go again. They can't cast like an Ice-Fang Coatl to surprise GTA me, and we still have 1 counter on our GTA, so that doesn't even matter. Yeah, I'll port. Probably less relevant than cracking this on Big Canyon at this point, but we do just have lethal in play without even attacking. Wait, do we have 9 mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we only have 8. We can't actually throw the 3 equipment, but we can just attack them with Thopters. And we have the Crater Maker. We have everything rolled up here. Ice-Fang. Oh, equipping the GT. Yeah, you're dead. You're literally... I don't even have to Crater Make you to kill you. I can just attack with 2 Thopters and then throw them at you, but I will also just Crater Maker you because it's sweet. Actually, no, if they, like... No, they can't Force Will. They have 1 card in hand. Surprise. Hiya. Got him. Didn't even need the Cataclysm. Was there more style points in throwing 2 Thopters at their face to lethal them? Or was there more style points in flexing with the Crater Maker that we literally had in our hand since our opening hand? That we were just sitting on the whole game? Well, we played 3 blue matchups, and Pyroblast has looked very good in all of them. Surprise, surprise, Pyroblast, powerful card against blue decks in Legacy. Who would have thought? We got to blast an Echo the Aeons, got to blast a Blighted Agent, several Blighted Agents, got to blast a Snapcaster that was going to kill my sort of Fire and Ice. Did not get to blast any Okos yet, unfortunately, but Pyroblast is a very powerful card. Ugh, as it turns out. Jeez, this is a long league. The more different actions, the better. Just like the most game actions I can take, which is just like, oh, I still have all these too. I have lethal in play, but I'm also going to cast this Crater Maker and kill you. I guess we also had the Flicker Wisp, which we could have like just wisped the Germ and then killed them that way. a lot of ways to flex on my opponent there. Man, this league's been taking forever. I started this league like right at 5. It's already 7:30 and we've only 3 matches in. We're on the draw. I already don't love this hand because we have a bunch of mana-intensive spells that don't interact with our Aether Vial very well. So I think we're just going to ship this. Alright, well, I'm not super happy with this hand, but we'll keep it. I think we're in the bottom of the 3rd land here. Or 6, I think we need to be able to cast as many spells as possible here. Eldrazi Temple. Well, our Mother of Runes isn't good, but our Crater Maker is. But, I mean, Eldrazi Temple go on a 7-card hand means we're probably just getting Thought Knotted anyway. I probably actually should have Wastelanded that. No, I shouldn't have. If I draw a land, I probably should have Wastelanded it. But I did not, so I shouldn't. Yeah. Turn 1 Temple Go means turn 2 Thought Knot for sure. And then you get to Thought Knot my Crater Maker here. They played City though, which means if we draw another land, I might try to Wasteland this temple. Yeah, snapping off the Crater Maker hit there. We might just cast Jite here though. Ooh, Max could potentially do something if they don't just like reality smash me to death. This is one of the matchups that we want Magus in our deck for, certainly. They like Thought Knotting me again. 3-ball. It's kind of spooky. Not the end of the world, though, because we couldn't cast anything until we drew a land anyway. Thespian stage. Okay, they're on the post version. They can't really attack very well, can they? Because we have this Jite. Draw a land, we just get to moon them. Well, we did draw a land. We don't get to moon them. I'll just equip here. Hope to God we find a 3rd land before they cast scary spells, because I'm pretty sure if we cast this Magus the Moon, we're very close to winning the game. That's a lot of mana you got there, bud. Spyglass? Well, it's not the end of the world. I can Spyglass my Jite. But also, now that it's already equipped, we can get counters and potentially Flicker Wisp the Spyglass. Crunch some people. The Magus potentially could just cut us off of white, though, and we just never get to Flicker Wisp. Which is certainly problematic. We only have 3 planes in our deck. We do have some fetches, obviously. Well, we're not slamming much of anything until we find another land to cast our spells. This is a 7-year rest super hard with the 2 draw steps. Yeah, that's pretty much how this has gone. Whenever you bottom the 3rd land on a multi-6, you just never draw another land for the rest of the game. That's just always how it works. They just stupid my Wasteland. We need to draw basic planes here. Have any chance of winning. Nope. Looks like we did, because now they get to Wasteland me. If we had Rashad Port, this game would have gone quite differently. I guess I was supposed to like Wasteland their Wasteland in response to that. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. The one Wasteland already killed me, because the Thought Knot's just going to race. They just Wasteland all my things and we die. We get a bunch of Maguses post-board, though. It's definitely not nothing. Alright, let's figure out what we're doing here. Want all these bad boys. So posts means that there are probably Karns in their deck, which makes Bolt a little bit better. Don't think it's better enough to actually put in our deck. Daredevil seems pretty unplayable. Thought Moms are very unplayable. I think that's all of our cards. We could potentially bring in like Bolt and or P and K over like some Thalias. Daredevil might actually be better than a Thalia because they could potentially cast like a Dismember or something. A Warping Whale. Warping Whale Doesn't do a lot, but you know. Lightning Bolt do... I feel like Lightning Bolt does not do nearly enough. Unless we, like... Maybe if we see Karns, then even then, it's pretty weak. P&K is fine. P&K, like, is a bunch of blockers. I think it's going to be better than Athalia, regardless. I think this sideboard looks fine. They're on the post versions of Prelate is actually, like, more okay, because you can stop... You can either, like, try to stop Karns and stuff, put it on 4, stop, like, their big bullshit cards, like All Is Dust, or Ugin on, like, 7 and 8. I think this looks okay. And our game plan is just, like, aggressively Magus them. Alright, not this aggressively. Alright, we'll keep this. We have Plow, Crater Maker, and Vial. We definitely have to keep Plow, Crater Maker, and Vial, 2 lands. I think we need Crusader over Jite. Jite with Crusader is obviously extremely powerful. I think I gotta put the Jite back though. Jite is worse against like the Karn versions that have they generally have like less creatures. It's a quick clock though. We got a Crater Maker to slow him down. I think this is my mulligan. City. It's always a good start for me. Name Aether Vial. We have a Crater Maker. We could potentially crater it to turn on our Aether Vial, or just hit some land drops. But I could name it Arid Mesa, but then obviously we have the Vial online. So Arid Mesa is probably a bad name. It's not even a draw. We will definitely just cast Crater Maker here. Hope we don't have like a Dismember for it. We don't want to get it like Thought Knotted though, because it's pretty important at removing like a Thought Knot Seer or the Spyglass. Yeah, this looks like Thought Knot Seer. If they take the Plow, but the Crusader can trade with the Thought Knot, so it's not the end of the world. Stoneforge is nice. So we could play Vial and plan on like blocking Thought Knot and popping the Spyglass, and then vialing in our Stoneforge afterwards. This seems fine. I think we want to get these Vials online because we're not hitting land drops again. Attack, we declare blocks, we pop the Spyglass, we go get Batterskull, I think. Is Batterskull better? We have this Crusader, so Jite could potentially just be the nut. They're pretty low on mana right now, so there's pretty good odds we could actually get the Jite online with our Crusader the following turn. Whereas Batterskull and Crusader awkwardly just run into the Thought Knot Seer. It's pretty bad if they have a Karn, though. I think I just want to get my big things going. Alright, Judgment not relevant yet. Glimmer Post does mean that they get 5 mana for Eldrazi's or 4 mana for not Eldrazi's. Thought Knot Seer. Well, you gotta take my Council's Judgment. But Sword with Crusader, hope to fade Karn for a turn. It's a possibility. Now we're just at this awkward stare down here. We could find, we have a lot of good draws though, with multiple Vials active and this board state. not one of them. You can just attack. Yeah, I'm going to just attack, which is like more awkward. But it's a lot better now that we have a third land to pick up our skull again, too. I guess I was supposed to attack first, because they probably block and we could... Oh, no blocks. We could potentially draw a, like a Wasteland report there. Yeah. Oh, well. I played the land because I knew they weren't going to block, obviously. Is this Golo's time? Grim Monolith, it's spooky. You know, like, all this does to me? Is that why they didn't block? Yeah, that's what it's looking like. I'm just going to get all this dusted. There's no point in picking up the Batter Skull because we're not hitting 5 mana, so we want to like draw Flicker Wisp. Fetch here goes to 14, doesn't change the clock. So yeah, we'll fetch. I'm going to get basic planes because there's a chance we want to Magus at some point. There's also a chance I should put these vials on 4 and 3 because we have 2 Piankrons in the deck, and we have, if we get Karakas Piankron online, it could definitely be relevant. And any 2-drop we draw is like, we just cast it, and it's not a huge deal. These vials do want to go to 3 and 4. That's a bad draw. We will play it though because there's a chance we need to draw another lane and cast the Batter Skull next turn. Sort of better. Not sure if results oriented. I mean, we got all his dusted. We would have got to hit with the sword. They would have had to like chump block with a Thought Knot to not get double triggered. There's an easily a chance that we could find like a Flicker Wisp here, though, and then let this Batter Skull is a lot better than a sword, right? Oh, that's bad. No, there's not a lot we can draw. I think we are just like stone dead. Cataclysm. Yeah, I guess we wouldn't be stone dead, but then what would we draw after Cataclysm? I guess we still have a vial on 3 or whatever. And we get like a draw off the Thought Knot. Well, Thalia means that we're not dead. Assuming they have nothing. Oh no, we are dead. They just wish for like a Walking Ballista. They just not activate this Karn? They just like play it and just not do anything? So what's up, Bara? Where's dead? They didn't even like tick it up. What is happening? They just like flexing on me super hard here. Oh, they're doing the skillful win. Tag with Grim Monolith instead of doing anything else. So they know my last card's Batter Skull, so we are just dead. Dang. Oh yeah, bidet is probably pretty efficient in terms of when you're Corona quarantined. You don't need to like stock up on all that toilet paper. Yeah, those were some like pretty ugly games. Our cards just didn't line up super great. We got all his dust into Karn, etc., etc. Turn 2 Thought Knot, turn 3 Thought Knot. Or no, it wasn't turn 3 Thought Knot. It was like turn 4 Thought Knot because they had to rebuild because their first lane was City. Just joined time to turn a look around. I mean, we were like 3-0. We're doing pretty good. We're 3-1 right now. The red splashes felt powerful in like 4 straight matches. Obviously, we didn't find our good red cards in that last game. A cute case of a lot of spare time. Yeah, a lot of people having that problem right now. I don't have that problem quite yet. Because Boeing cracking the whip. They don't want people to stop working until they absolutely have to. See my 2 carts of non-perishable food. I thought I only saw 1, but yes, I did see the picture. I have not gone emergency, everything's going to shit shopping yet. of funny here. Conservatives begging for social. Yeah, nothing like a pandemic to bring people around on the concept of universal health care, right? I live on the outskirts of St. Louis, so it's like not a huge deal. I haven't seen like anyone like freaking out or anything. No one's buying out. There's like a grocery store like a literal stone's throw down the road from us. We were there like on Wednesday just buying some normal stuff, and like it wasn't like people like freaking out buying everything yet. Well, they have like 2 confirmed cases statewide, I think. Yeah, one of them is fucking in St. Louis. Although no, we have I guess it's not a confirmed case, but Bowen got an email today saying that, or Bowen sent out an email today saying that we don't have a confirmed case, but we have a confirmed employee that was on site that had interacted with people that later were confirmed to have corona. This hand sucks. This hand also sucks. My opponent kept 7. My opponents are so lucky. Why don't they ever mulligan? I'm mulliganing a ton this match, or this league. This hand, not great. We're on the draw, though. We got 24 lands in the deck. Maybe this hand is keepable. My family thinks it's all a lie from the liberal media. I have a sneaking suspicion that my parents also think that it's like overblown, but I'm like, you guys, I don't want you guys to die. Like, the fatality rate is like 80 plus though. Like, the average fatality rate is like 80 years old or something, and like moderate complications like 60 something like that. So like, they probably won't just fucking die, but anyway, maybe I do keep this hand. I hate keeping one-landers. Let's say I'm only to 5. Also, whenever chat starts to talk about something fun, I get a lot more distracted from playing actual Magic. Yeah, I'm probably going out this weekend to, stock up, just in case. St. Louis hasn't gone completely to shit yet, but it very well might. What is my opponent doing with their polluted Delta? They Delver? Are they gonna bolt me here? Tundra. I don't really see a lot of polluted Deltas and Tundras. Is this just... Yeah, is this just Miracles? Delta doesn't make any sense though, right? They'd play 4 Strand, 4 Misty first. I don't think they play... Do they play 9 fetches? Do they need off color? This isn't the end times, yeah. Like, the biggest deal about Corona is that we want to try to make it spread as slowly as possible so that our healthcare system can actually handle cases, and we don't just like everyone's sick, everyone floods like the hospitals and stuff, and then things get bad. Like, we can't stop it from spreading because it's like insanely infectious and like it's going to catch to a lot of people, but we want to slow it down. Like, people aren't going to be like dying in the streets. In fact, it's like 90 whatever % of people aren't going to die to it at all. Really don't want to get Oko'd here. If we just like play them on and we get Oko'd, it looks really shitty. Kind of want to port them. They haven't done anything yet. We can port them and eventually like Mon plus port the following turn. That's what I'm gonna end up doing. Princeton Study that was published earlier today, as you were. I haven't seen that. Tap Your shit. I don't want to deal with Oko this turn. Whoa, what the fuck? I don't know what's happening. Chat, do you know what's happening? Him to Turok! What on God's earth? Chat, I'm scared. Chat, what is going on? What do we want to do here? Recruit P and K, maybe? Just like recruit a value thing? Recruiting Wisp into my opponent's 4-card hand seems not strong. Because I could easily just kill my recruiter 4-card pile with arrow. I feel like you don't want to be casting him to Turok in your like base Bant deck. Even with Astrolabe, like, that's aggressive. I think I want to recruit her for... Maybe I wanted to actually fetch another plateau and recruit for a P&K if we get fucking, like, snap himmed or something. And then we're left with the P&K in our hand and we, like, draw, like, a wasteland or something like that. Oh, they just forcible as well. It didn't matter. Yeah, it's like, you can spread it through the air within like 10 feet or something, like 10 feet from you or something like that. I saw Ohio was like banning gatherings of like over 100 people or something. Well, this doesn't look good. We got him Inquisitioned, and now we just have a bunch of lands. My opponent also has nothing currently, so we just need to draw the P&K. Oh, that's pretty good. I think I'm just going to go get... They have one card in hand. I think I still want to get P&K over something like Wisp. P&K is just like so much that they need to deal with. They also can't snap. I mean, they could just snap him me, but they can't like snap Inquisition. Yeah, this mag is not looking good into the double Astrolabe. Potentially, no, they have white mana. I don't think grabbing Crusader really does anything. Try P&K. This Teferi. Teferi bows my Astrolabe. Yep. They bounce their Astrolabe, though they lose the Teferi to the recruiter. They could just plus it. Nope, they just want to draw cards. That's fine. I suppose Teferi's not doing much else. Let's draw Caracas. Only if they don't have a counterspell, though. I think it was... Okay. I thought they were gonna like the Astrolabe and then like Thought Seize me with the last card. That was gonna be really sad. My workplace just approved for me to work from home. Yeah, I fucking wish Boeing did that. I think Boeing's gonna crack though. They did not shuffle, which is spooky. Am I supposed to use this wasteland? Probably. I mean, we're not getting hammed, but we can prevent other double black spells, but I mean, I guess we can't actually prevent anything, but... Red, whatever. I think double black's probably more relevant than double white, obviously. A bunch of Astrolabes mean that none of my decisions matter about what to wasteland, but I think we don't really need 5 mana. Yeah, the problem is if they Plague Engineer me here, then it's not great. Drown Lock. Alright, well, now we have an okay board state here still. Daredevil. Oh shit, we could. Oh, I was all excited that Daredevil him them. They have one card in hand. Am I supposed to Daredevil Ponder? Is that better than Daredevil hemming their last card? Nothing else we really want to like do fancy Daredevil stuff with. Obviously, we can't hit the instance super conveniently, so I think Daredevil Ponder is probably more legitimate than Daredevil him your last card. They didn't cast it, and they had 3 mana open. It could be like Jace, or it could just be like a land. Kind of like pondering here, honestly. You'd ponder, find like Flicker Whisper Recruiter and stuff. If they have a Jace, we have 5 power in play, so they can't do a lot. If they brainstorm, they have to have multiple kill spells still. Yeah, I think I want to ponder. These cards aren't bad. Magus, Revoker, and Recruit. I mean, Magus does kind of suck because it turns us off of double white. And they have 2 Astral Apes, so it doesn't really cut them off of a lot. But Crusader's pretty good, and Revoker's fine, so I think we will draw the Revoker, put the Crusader on top, and put the Magus below that. I guess because I'm so locked into casting Crusader next turn. Maybe I was actually supposed to keep the Magus in my hand. Plague Engineer would be a bummer. Kills all my humans. Then we get to keep Thopters and hit them, though. It's not bad. And we're drawing a Crusader. Coatl, sure. Coatl into Jace plus? Yeah. They can't just brainstorm because then they lose the Jace, so they have to plus it here. They can't minus it either. For obvious reasons. So they would have to they could plus targeting me because I put this Crusader on top, which would make sense because I'm playing on discard. Yeah, now we draw this Magus. So maybe play RW D&T right now. I wanted to try how Pyroblast felt in Death and Taxes because Oko is a dumb magic card. We could revoke Astrolabe and Magus my opponent. That's like, but we have to revoke this Jace, so we can't actually do that. That would be really funny, though. I think we're going to send everything at the Jace here. Let's see what they do first. They'll probably block the Recruiter. Jace goes to 1. Revoke Jace, so they can't brainstorm. Jace the Mind Sculptor. And we'll port them, because why not? I'm not doing anything else with that mana. Yeah, we did it! A little bit of hasty concession, I think. I guess they're taking like 5 next turn. If they just drew a land for turn, then they're like pretty shit out of luck. Oh man, I got excited